We are Cleansing the Sanctuary Ministries. We attempt to follow the original true faith of Yahweh. Hashatan is Hebrew for the adversary. In Greek, the H sound is not pronounced. There's this overriding opinion in Christianity that somehow the physical and the spiritual are separate and they do not meet. And one of the choices that every human being has made from birth is to ignore, disobey Yahweh's command. Whether you read it in year 1 CE, it's as relevant in each of those years and every year to follow and every year before. Man was created to be tested. He was also created to glorify his Father. That was the purpose of our creation. But the choice is ours. Do we go with personal selfishness and align ourselves with the devil? I want to do it my way. Or do we hand our free will over as a crown? You read in Scripture that at the end of time, those that make it will sit or kneel at the feet of Yeshua the Messiah and give him our lowly crown of glory. What is that crown of glory? That crown of glory is our free will. We give it over to him. He gives it back to us because it's been through the fire. It's been through the fire of testing. He can give us back our free will because we were willing to give it up. And he was the one that polished it. He was the one that put it in the fire, like making a beautifully perfect samurai sword. Starting off with this rough piece of iron and putting it in the hot coals and then pulling it back out and then folding it and beating it and putting it in the cold water, putting it back in the hot, constantly going through the testing and the reforming until this beautiful world's best sword is made. Yahweh does not call people who don't want to participate in his army. There's a war going on. He calls soldiers to the fight. Doesn't call non-soldiers to the fight. Men, women, children, everybody got to learn how to swing. Got to learn the sword of the Spirit. We call it the Bible, the Holy Scriptures. That's what we fight with. It's a spiritual battle. And the hearts and minds of men and women and children all over are at stake. This ministry is about teaching us his way. So the first thing the Messiah did was to open up the opportunity for us to walk the walk of righteousness. Second, the main reason we all sinned is because our natural affections for everything that is righteous, beautiful, healthy, and pure has been altered in our mental, emotional wiring from birth by Hashatan, the devil herself. She has accomplished this by the expert use of her main weapon, deception. Thus, the scripture, I'll read it again. So the great dragon was cast out. Now we understand a little bit more about how and why all this happened. I gave you the Reader's Digest version. We'll get into the scripture as time goes on. So the great dragon was cast out, that serpent of old, called the devil and Hashatan, the adversary, who deceives, current tense, the whole world. So the first thing she did was go about deceiving us. It wouldn't do no good to destroy us. Yahweh can make new people from rocks. So her plan of action was to deceive. She thinks she can win this battle. Oh, and by the way, the devil is a she. Sometimes the pronoun he is used, but the devil's a she. And we'll find out why as we go on. Suffice it to say that the devil is a seductress. And seducing us to believe her rather than Yahweh is her main weapon. It's called deception. Revelation 12:9 tells us that we are born into deception. Whether we ever come out of that deception is determined by each man, woman, and child listening to that small, still voice Yahweh placed within us, calling us to pursue knowledge of the Creator, our Father, through knowledge and correct worship of His Son, who gave His life that we might live. Now, this is the background of the story in the book of Daniel. A little bit more about this ministry. In the book of Daniel, Daniel is shocked to the point of illness when he is told by Yahweh's messenger of the great deception Hashatan would perform upon Yisrael and the whole world. Now, those of you who know a little bit about eschatology, end-time prophecy, you will note this translation, New King James, telling it like it is. Because of transgression, an army was given over to the horn. This horn is mentioned in Daniel 7:25 as the little horn power that grows to be bigger than the first 10 horns. It encompasses and overcomes 3 of the first 10, and eventually, down through time, it overcomes all 10. Read it, Daniel 7:25. Daniel 7:25 also tells us some characteristics about that horn power. It says that it goes to make war with the saints and prevails against the saints. Makes war against the saints and prevails against the saints until the Ancient of Days comes. That's what it says. Well, if it's making war against the saints, whether it prevails or not, that automatically tells us the horn's the bad guy. Okay? That's all you got to know, is that the horn is an agent of evil. Again, reading scripture. Because of transgression, an army was given over to the horn to oppose the daily sacrifices, and he cast down the truth to the ground. Wow. Cast down the truth to the ground. You don't have truth, you got nothing. You got nothing. 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 Wow. And the religious world acts like truth is like an also ran. Truth is it. Truth, people, hear me. Hear me. Hear me. Hear me. Truth is higher than Yahweh. Without truth, there's no Yahweh. Imagine Yahweh is a liar and Yahweh isn't Yahweh. And all these secular scientists are right. We all just evolved as an accident of chemical and biological configurations bumping into each other. I know you don't believe that. You gotta be pretty stupid to believe that one. And some smart people are pretty stupid. Yahweh is Yahweh because of truth. Because of truth. The war between good and evil is the war between truth and a lie. It's that simple. You are a righteous person if you have dedicated your life to the truth. The hardest part to this truth thing is the inner man. Learning to admit when we're being jealous, when we're being unrighteously angered, when we're being short-tempered, when we're being unkind, when we lie, when we say that we love God, and when we learn we come into the presence of someone who knows a little something, something, and they educate us that God isn't his name. He has a name. It's right here in the scriptures. It's been there all the time. Shemot, you know it as Exodus 3:15. We all know 3:14, I am that I am, and everybody stops there. But if you go to Exodus 3:15 and read the footnote that is talking about the words the Lord, when Lord is capitalized, and it's right there in the footnotes. Any good study Bible, most of the Bibles aren't even study Bibles, have it now. It says, this is the replacement for the true name of Yahweh. Yahweh. Hebrew. It's the name of the creator of the universe. And it means something. It means self-existent. Not even Yeshua the Messiah can say that. The Messiah was begotten from his Father. Whatever begotten meant, he was begotten from his Father. The Messiah is a created being. Nobody created Yahweh. Yahweh was, is, and always will be. And the scripture says, because of transgression, an army was given over to the little horn to oppose the daily sacrifices. So this evil entity opposed the daily sacrifices. And he cast down the truth to the ground. So now this horn power is casting the truth to the ground. He did all this and prospered. So Yahweh not only let him get away with it, Yahweh let him prosper.